Hello everyone, Chris is here, and today we're going to be doing a practice on the embrace. So, at least the main thing is the embrace. I was chatting with one of you guys in the Bautanz community, and we were talking about this hold where I'm supposedly a leader, and imagine this is my partner's hand, and this is the type of hold that we're talking about. So um, we were talking about that hold with one of you guys over at the Bautanz community, and we were saying how most of the times that hold is actually hurtful for a follower, and at the same time, it makes things completely unleadable for the leaders. So why has it been such a trend? And then I realized thinking back that the only person that actually used that hold in the perfect way, and I am not biased, it's actually true, uh, or maybe a little bit biased, it was Pablo Veron. So when I took a private class with him, I noticed now thinking back that he changed the, the hand position, how he positioned his hand around my hand, depending on where the rest of the frame sat, and depending on the sequence, what was the sequence that we were doing, where we were going with it. So that was my first thought, and then we kept on talking, and different things came up, and I decided to try to find a way to do two things. One, make this a conscious decision for the leaders. What handhold you're using, um, make it a conscious decision, so you can adjust your handhold in order to be able to lead things better and to enjoy your embraces more. And two, to find a way for the followers to find comfort in the different embraces. So, and to let their partners know that this is not comfortable. So, the this, of course, lies onto the base that we actually care. So that's why, if you were with us on Sunday, which is the fun day for Bautanz, and I'm sharing different stuff that might have to do with tango or might not have to do with tango, but in some way they are related in this huge universe of ideas. So if you were with us on Sunday, you would have received an email about hugs and empathy and relationships. So on that base, that was my uh, first resource of how to approach this matter, because it's not easy. On that base, considering that we care not only about our well-being and about the other person's well-being, but also about the relationship that we're building between us when we're dancing, how we nurture that relationship. So, with that base, today we're going to explore the heaviness of our arms. Sometimes our arms get really heavy, and it is on the other person to tell us that this is a little bit too much, it's too heavy. So we're going to explore that, and we're going to explore how the arms are connected to the thorax. So, and as we go, we're going to see more and more exercises on how to um, embody the arms and how to make them part of your movement before you cause any harm to your partner. So, and this is for leaders and for followers, it might happen to anyone. The idea is not to reach the point where the other person has to tell you, okay, I need to stop, my arm is killing me. So we don't want to get there. We want to be proactive and save ourselves, our partners, and our hugs from discomfort. So I hope you'll enjoy this, and we'll be back for more. So lie down comfortably on your back and bring your arms right over your shoulders, reaching away, and then pulling in as if you're pulling on something that's hanging from the ceiling, just to activate the arms here a little bit. So reaching away and then pulling in, letting your shoulders lift off the mat, noticing the how that affects your body. This is not the exercise, is just the activation of the arms. So try to bring as much blood as you can in your hands. Really make a nice strong fist, and then reach away with all 10 fingers, and then shake it off. Shake, shake, shake. So here too, we want to uh, feel the pulsation of our heart, of our blood in our hands. So try to shake it away as much as with as much intensity as you can, and then two hands just shaking, shaking, relaxing the wrists, and then come to complete calmness. You will feel a great difference between the two, and that's why we did the first part. And I want you to find a position for your hands that they can rest. You can close your eyes like I'm doing, and notice that with every breath that you take, you can almost really feel as if you can almost release a little bit more. So don't think of what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. Just find the perfect spot for your arms to rest. You can bring the legs up if you like, and do the same thing for the legs, even though that's not our point of focus today, but you can definitely do that if you want to. So we're using reverse gravity to feel the weight that our arms really have. And if your legs are up as well, your legs too. You'll notice here how my hips and my legs reposition. Here you can see it quite clearly. With every breath, my hips, my shoulders, my ribs have relaxed a little bit more, but they're still there. They're still standing. And I am not using any muscle. On the contrary, you can in fact, I think you can actually see that this is the case. So spend as much time as you need here, and then slowly bring your feet down if your legs are extended. And we're going to start from one arm reaching up, and then taking our shoulder with us, taking our rib cage, and relaxing down. And then the other arm, same thing. Now, the interesting part here is that you'll feel that you want to press into the floor with the opposite shoulder, so just so you can reach higher. But we want to do almost the opposite, almost the opposite. So we don't want to create strain. When you're pressing into the floor, you create strain. We don't want to create strain. We want to create a softness. We want to feel that we're yielding. So see here how intense this movement is, right? Instead of tensing, instead of pressing into the floor or pressing against your partner, reaching with one side and yielding through with the other. See how much softer this is. And then almost roll back in place. See the continuity of this movement compared to pressing and lifting like I did before. And then slowly you can bring in a gentle flow, going from one arm to the other. Find your tempo. You don't need to go with my tempo. You can go slower. I wouldn't recommend going too fast. But always focus that you're starting from the arm. at least for now. You can try the same thing with your legs up. It changes the balance a little bit, so you will feel almost like you're walking, and that's always an interesting experience in itself. So with this movement, you'll notice how your legs, your lower body in general, is connected to the movement of the upper body. So if you want to explore that, you can go up with the legs, and again, reaching one arm up. The movement starts from the arm, goes in through the shoulder, through the shoulder blade, in the rib cage, and then we roll back in place. And we're gonna do now the exact opposite. You're gonna start from the chest and bring the arm up and back in place. So notice the difference here, body, and then up. I think you can actually see it more on this side. So pay attention, body first, then the shoulder, then the arm, and release. Body first, then, I'm getting ready, then the shoulder, then the arm, and release. So it's almost as if you're doing a little gathering with the arms. See that at the end? I think you can see my left side a little bit better. And gather in. See that? Very, very important for a hug. Okay? So try this a couple of times. Take your time. It's not easy. It looks easy, but it's not easy. And it looks very draggy, but it's not really. It's fully controlled, and that's the tough part of it. So you don't just want to throw your arms away. You want to have a control from the core, from the rib cage into the shoulder, into the rest of the arm, all the way down to the fingertips. So take your time, find the right tempo, and roll basically from side to side. And if you want, again, you can bring your legs up, find that right spot. Again, it's not necessary that you have your legs up, only if you want to. Only if you want to give yourself that extra little bit of challenge. Remember to take a few moments in between to find that right alignment for the legs that allows you to relax the muscle and go into that gentle twist. Make sure that bringing the legs up doesn't block your body from moving like it did before. So if you can see how my top is creasing every time I'm starting the movement, you'll know where the movement is starting from. Yeah? So watch those creases, and then you'll see the arm flopping over and coming back in place. So this might feel very close to a connection for the pivot. So this can be like an extra bonus if you want to bring your legs up and work on this with your legs in the air. So what is happening here? What's going on? Take a few moments to notice what's happening. It is integrated movement. It's arm and body at the same time. So watch it here as I'm moving a little bit slower. I want to put those two movements together. See how the creases in my top and the arm are moving together, are happening together? Here it comes. body and arm together. So that is where I want us to get, to find the connection between the movement of our chest and our arms. So they're moving in, we have an integrated movement. Right, so take your time. You can take pauses in between. Um, I don't want you to feel rushed. It's not something easy to do. And you can always go back and revisit that movement that we just broke down. So, see here from arm into chest, arm, chest, arm, chest, right? So, exactly like we did them before. And then body, chest, arm, body, chest, arm. Yeah. So, you can go back to that and try the integrated option, which is where we want to get. So we want the two to work together, one to support the other, one to to be part of the other, so that you don't feel that your arms are just dead weight, or that you can't connect with the other person through the arms, or that you can't transmit your message through the arms or through the chest, or that you are using too much arms and no chest. You want to find an integrated, balanced movement. So at the end, if you bring your arms by your side, just like me here, you'll notice a big, big difference. After that, I think you might need a few moments to relax and then to go hug your partner. So this was our first exploration, our first attempt to understand how the arms are connecting to the rest of our chest. And don't think it's easy. It's not as easy as it looks. And first of all, because we generally do not focus that much on the arms and on that connection. And secondly, because we think we are relaxed, but as you will see, if you spend enough time, you will notice that with every breath, you can relax even more, and you will realize that you've probably holding tension, sorry, in spots that you never even thought that you were. So take your time through this. Go through the different phases. You can add the legs or not. That's completely up to you. It will create a different sense of dynamics, especially when you're moving. But try not to rush through, and try to avoid right and wrong. Maybe for tango, moving the arms before the body, like we are exploring in the video, is wrong for the tango rules. But you need to experience wrong before you decide what is right. So you need to be aware of wrong to become aware of right. And yeah, and that's it. So there's going to be more coming. This is just an introduction. This is just first attempt to understand that connection and work with that connection. I hope you will enjoy this practice, and send me your questions, your struggles. I know some of you have been struggling with that element and haven't found the right way to figure it out. So send me your struggles. Send me any trouble, any feedback you've had from your partners, and I'll try my best to include them and answer them in the videos to come. See you soon.